Hello everyone, welcome to Java Tutorials. My name is Kishore. In this video, we will discuss about inheritance. Inheritance is one of the object-oriented programming principle which allows a class to acquire properties and behaviors of another class so that you don't have to rewrite the code in the class. How you implement inheritance is you create a class, you create properties and methods, then if another class wants to inherit, then you write extends keyword of that class, means class B extends A. Now, why you should choose inheritance? Let us discuss. Assume you have a system to maintain different user details, probably like hospital management system. There you will have different types of users, right? Like you will have doctors, you will have patients, you will have nurse. Like that, there will be different types of users. Then when you want to maintain their details for doctor, usually what you do is you will have properties like employee ID, name, salary, then phone number, specialization, the license number, all these are going to be the properties of doctors. Then you will have setters and getters for the properties. Similarly, for patients also you will have certain properties like patient ID, then name, phone number. The issue with the patient could be like allergies or cold or depression, whatever the issue the patient has. Coming to the doctor specialization, there are different specialization for doctors, right? Like psychiatry, cardiology, dermatology, ENT. And coming to the license part, every doctor will have different license numbers given by government body. Then the nurse will have employee ID, the name, the phone number, and the shift, whether the nurse is going to work in night shift or day shift. These are certain properties, as well as you write setters and getters for these properties in every class. If you observe all these three classes, there are certain properties which are repeating, like name and phone number. Even in patients, also it is repeating. Even in nurse, also it is repeating. And it means the setters and getters of these properties also repeats. What you can do is instead of rewriting this code in every class, you can create one class which is like a super class, and then you can write all the common properties and behaviors in that super class, and then the doctor, patient, nurse can extend that class. But here what you need to observe is doctor, nurse and patient. If you observe what is common in all the three classes, name and phone number. But when it comes to doctor and nurse, employee ID and salary are common. However, there are different properties in doctor, and there are some different property in a nurse, and there are some different property in patient which are not repeating. In doctor, specialization and license is specific to the doctor. In patient, issue is specific to the patient, and shift is specific to the nurse. So now you need to design the classes so that you do not repeat the properties and behaviors, but you need to have one kind of inheritance hierarchy. When you write the properties and behaviors, it has to be inherited all the down to the subclasses. Look at this diagram where you see a person class, which is a super class, where you will have name and phone number, and then setters and getters you can create in the person class, so that the name, phone numbers will be inherited to employee, patient, doctor and nurse. Why there is an employee class created is We have doctor and nurse. For both doctor and nurse, employee ID and salary is common. So we can create an employee class and declare ID and salary in employee class. And then you can inherit employee class with doctor and nurse. And you can have specific property of doctor in doctor class like specialization and license. And in nurse, you can have a specific property that is shift and then their respective setters and getters. For patient, the specific property is issue. So you will just extend person so that you will get name and phone number and then you will write issue with setters and getters. So in the next section, we will discuss how to implement the same example practically.